Hey, Shalom. First off, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kwakadash Yahweh, who the world only calls God, Yahweh Shai, who the world only calls Jesus. Want to give it up honor to the apostles, a great millstone, who has taught me this truth. I want to give a peace and blessings to the Akim across the four corners of the earth who teach this truth and risk their life to do so. It's going to be a quick video. Lord, one of the videos edifying. Lord, I can get something from this video. Quick video to the spirit. Grab a couple of precepts here in Sirach, the 36th chapter, and get whatever other precepts come to mind. Basically, just going into the punishment for the heathen being in subjection under Jake. This is what we have to look forward to as being Israelites. Okay, so this is the exciting part about the downfall of this heathen rulership. Because once this place falls and is destroyed, which you see it, right? You see all these things happening in the news, right? You see people losing their mind. You see people starting to consider, though, too. You know what I mean? What the scriptures actually is saying. You know what I mean? And and what the prophets is saying. Okay. And hey, the righteous is as bold as a lion, man. You know what I mean? So we stand here with this truth. We teaching and preaching this truth, and we doing our best to be an example of righteousness, man. Which obviously, we're in the flesh, which the flesh is wicked, right? But indeed, it's a battle, and a man of the Lord will be fighting against the flesh, and trying his best to walk uprightly, in this wicked ass society and being an example, of godliness, okay, and to the best of his ability, okay. That's what a man of the Lord will be trying to do, and obviously prophesying and teaching, and doing his best to bid the elect to the marriage, doing his best to do his job, do what he's been called to do, okay. Now, what a non-godly person would be doing, or a non-godly man would be doing, would be indulging in a bullshit, adding wickedness to himself. You know what I mean? Adding evil, spreading evil, doing evil. Okay? Not worrying about, what's to come. Not worrying about getting himself right. Not worried about any, wicked action he does. Not asking himself, hey, is this the right thing to do? Hey, not checking himself, not being disciplined, right? In order to be a disciple, you got to be disciplined, okay? You have to be disciplined, man, and this truth will teach you and show you that, okay? That's part of it, okay? It's part of it, and that's one of the reasons why Jake, just me speaking as a man, just, me seeing, that's one of the reasons, Jake don't want to get it, man, because Jake don't want to hold himself accountable. Jake don't want to, you got some Jake, though, man, it's too hard, man. I can't do this. I can't do that, man. Y'all live boring. Y'all do this. Y'all, when really, that's the furthest thing from the truth. Okay, yeah, it's things we can do that are righteous, and those are the best things to do, right? Yeah, of course, we're not going to do anything evil. We're not going to do, anything wicked. We ain't doing that. That's not what we, that's not what our mind is set to do. Our mind is set to do things righteous. Hey, if there's something lawful for you to do in a day, and it's lawful, and it's not going to hinder anything, do it, man. I believe in the GNT in Sirach. I forget what chapter it is, but it says that. It says if it's lawful. Matter of fact, let me grab that. Oh, man. He said, man, let me see. It's lawful. Bro, what the hell? Why I can't? Come on, man. Lawful. Right here. Sirach 14:14. It says, don't deny yourself a single day's happiness. If there is something you want to do and it is lawful, go ahead. Okay? So if it's something, and we look for lawful things to do, which are the best things to do. Hey, it's lawful to work out and to exercise, you know, like it's lawful to have healthy, good habits, man. You know what I'm saying? See, and when you really think about it, you really got to go out your way to do some bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though it might be a path to do it and people might make it readily available or whatever, but really, like, usually you got to go out your way to do some bullshit, man. You know what I mean? You got to jump through all kind of hoops and all kind of shit. You know what I mean? But it's just best to be lawful to the righteous to the best of your ability, man. Okay? And that's what we, as far as a lifestyle point of view and living living the truth, that's what we try to be an example of, man. You know what I mean? You don't see bros doing wild shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't see bros be, bros move militant. Bros move like how a man's supposed to move, man. We're not moving how, a wicked 2/3 man moves or a woman move or none of that shit, man. We moving how we supposed to move, professional, with virtue, okay? A high moral standard, okay? But without further ado, let's get into this, man, because my phone about to die, so I'll make this quick. This is Sirach 36. And I'll start at 3. It says, lift up thy hand against the strange nations and let them see thy power, right? It's talking about the heathen. It says, as thou wast sanctified in us before them, so be thou magnified among them before us. And let them know thee. That's the point. And let them know thee as we have known thee, that there is no power but only thou, O Yahweh. Okay, run it back. It says, and let them know thee as we have known thee. Right? So let the heathen know. How'd have Jake known the Lord? Well, look at the curses. Look what we've been through. Look what we've done. Right? Look what we've done to be in a predicament we're in now. We got our ass whooped, okay, as a nation. Right? We've been in captivity all these years. Okay, we didn't even into now in this latter captivity. We didn't know who we were. We were lost, man. You know what I mean? We got judged as a people. The nations didn't. The nations, okay, whatever. They might have been through certain different things and all that, but at the end of the day, they're not the chosen people, right? And they all had a hand in the downfall of the chosen people. Okay? And they're not under the curses. Let's not forget that. They're not under the curses, man. So I give a fuck less what they go through. Okay? Because it don't really hold no weight over here, man. Okay? But they're going to know the Lord as we know him. They're going to be in subjection. They're going to be cursed, man. They're not going to be blessed. Okay? They're going to do what we say do in order to get things. Okay? To get things, man. But so really, because I said they're not going to get a blessed. I mean, they're not, you know what I mean? But they're going to, be allotted certain things, like, have their own, like where they dwell and shit like that. You know what I mean? But they're going to have to pay tribute to Jake. Okay, when you read Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, it says, they're going to, it talks about two different governments. You got the mountain and you got hills. The mountain is obviously bigger than the hill. That mountain is represent Israel. And those hills are, they're going to come, they're going to come and seek the ways of Israel. They're going to have to live by the law. And if they don't, they're going to get punished for it. We're going to be blessed as a people. Okay? It says that there is no power but only thou, O Yahweh. Yeah, all them idols, all them things that you people worship and which are no gods, right? That's a no-go in the kingdom, man. That's a no-go. That's a no-go. You better not even think about it. Okay? You'll be made an example out of, man. Okay, this is Isaiah 2:2. It says, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. So all nations are going to flow unto Israel. Okay, they're going to be in subjection unto Israel. In Israel, the elect is going to police the universe with the law. right? And Israel as a whole will be perfect because the law will be written in our inward parts, man, which means that we're going to be in the second covenant, which means we're not going to be able to go off. Okay, 3, it says, and many people shall go and say, come, and if we can't go off, right, then there's no need for curses. There's no need for death. There's no need for none of that. There's no need to be put under subjection and had a heathen over. Ain't no need for that. Okay. It says, and many people shall go and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord Yahweh, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord Yahweh from Jerusalem. It says, and he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. So look, that shows you that the people over there are not the people because it's war in that land all the time. Okay, but when we're in power, the people ain't gonna learn war anymore. They're gonna they're gonna have farming instruments. They're gonna have working instruments. Okay, you're not gonna be able to war with us, man. How the hell you war with something immortal? Stop it, man. For the dudes that's saying that, man, that don't even make sense. Okay, but you nations will be in subjection underneath Jake. Period, man. This is what we have to look forward to. Okay, the more you guys' rulership fall, because you got different empires throughout the world, right? You got Moab, you got Ammon, you got Ishmael. You know what I'm saying? You got Elam, you got these different nations. You got Esau, which is the top heathen, right? So you have these different empires. They're all confederate against the children of Israel. You know what I'm saying? But, a house divided can't stand, and they divided, man. Russia ain't fucking with America. Iran ain't fucking with America, man. China ain't fucking with America, man. All they don't the EU not finna be fucking with America. Okay? The beast shall hate the whore. Okay? You know what I mean? So, and this is all prophecy, man. This is all what we have to look forward to. Okay? So, Lowell and I get to keep pushing. Lowell was edifying to you, Akim, you, Akwat, that may come across the video and watch it. But again, Lowell was edifying. Lowell, you, bros, got something from this video. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kakadash, until your brothers keep pushing on to the next. Shalom.